And welcome to our DJ set.
I was gonna say, 50. It's a big room, Robbie.
It's a big room.
A lot of people in this room.
It's a good crowd.
A lot of energy in this room. Robbie, I'm gonna give you a little piece of friendly advice.
Uh-oh.
Once I say these ladies' names,
I'm already moving to that.
Yeah, I would start moving.
I'm out.
Because this is, you know, like a Gallagher show. There's gonna be watermelon everywhere.
Is that a
Ladies and gentlemen, the power trio of Kim Rhodes, Briana Buckmaster, and Lisa Berry.
Don't forget the song we've been playing for 2 years now.
Well, the good news, it wasn't awkward.
Are you guys ready?
No, we're not.
No, we're
Right.
not.
Just let us know when you're ready.
Okay, we will.
Okay, Norton, you good?
Are we good? So we're gonna do the same thing we've been doing for 9 years? We're gonna stick with that?
That's it. All right, here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, to the stage, the power trio of Kim Rhodes, Briana Buckmaster, and Lisa Berry.
I just already regret that.
Well done. Hi, guys!
Look at that. Just so you know, Robbie, I saved your life.
You did?
Again.
I know.
Because this is where you would have been.
I know.
Bad girl.
Is that your spike tape?
You'd have been right where Rob was.
Yeah.
Oh, I was right on the money then.
Rob would have been covered in stool.
Death by stool.
Thank you.
Not poop stool. Stool.
Well, I don't know. You've been pretty scared by this.
Oh, I'm proud of me, you guys.
All right, ladies, take the stage.
We love you. Thank you. Bye, team.
Okay, hold on a second. Hold on. Okay. We love you. Hi.
Hi.
He's the best robot ever.
Hi, guys.
I love him. Okay, shut the fuck up for a second.
Look who this is.
We have to do
business.
the thing. We have the thing. Okay, there's a thing. There's a thing. Okay, there's a thing.
There's a
and we're
thing.
gonna do a thing. We get all thingy with the thing because Alana King, who rhymes with thing, is one of my favorite things and did a thing. And we thought maybe this occasion would be an appropriate time to preview the thing, so that we can all. We're gonna do the thing because it'll make you happy, okay?
We're gonna get all thingy
Do the
today.
thing. Do the thing. Because it makes us laugh and it makes us
We should
happy.
just do bloopers with this. We should just do outtakes.
Wow, Rich, just like that. 2017 comes to a close.
That was a year ago. This is 2018.
You know, the same thing happens at the end of 2018. It also comes to a close. That's one thing about years is they all end.
What happened?
Credit.
That's what you had to pee. Oh, Jesus. Balls and unicorns all around.
Thanks. Have a Merry Christmas. And Happy New Year! And I want to keep talking. Is it still recording? Just let this play. And you're so so many laughter, so many laughs, so many laughter.
Castiel's weapon of choice.
Cruelty.
Boy, I love photo ops.
Don't I?
Hi, I'm Rob.
And I'm Rob. I come for the photo, but I stay for the op.
Like, hugging other people. No, but go ahead. Good.
I don't think she's recording. Nothing's happening here. Don't know those people.
Favorite moment this year?
My favorite moment was just moments ago with the photo op session. I love going to Detroit.
Yeah, we were in Detroit. We didn't go to Detroit.
We broke 300 episodes now.
Let's try that again. Here we go. Take 3.
We are looking forward to 2019, which is the following year. So we're doing years consecutively.
You know why?
We're gonna do it again.
Take 4. All right, that's it for us. 2019 Creation Tour.
We haven't finished this 2018. Hey, guys out there in the eco world of wirelessness.
Take 5.
Hey everybody, this wraps up 2018.
Thank God.
Had a good time. I wish we had more months. Take 6.
I think it's actually take 7.
Take 8.
I believe at 5 o'clock, but we got to see it first.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, I love things. I love thingy things.
On a Friday?
Oh, there's such thingy things.
Oh,
oh God, my back hurts.
Oh, Jesus.
My body is...
We're real party animals. Remember that badass episode we did?
Yeah.
We're like, oh, sitting is hard.
I kill vampires for a living.
God, Lord, we never sit on Fridays. It feels so wrong.
Oh,
I don't even know how to do it anymore. I'm like, am I doing it right? Is this right?
Yeah. Very high.
Right now? How's this?
How do you
I should
cheer?
stop, Brianna, stop.
How do you cheer?
Okay, you guys want to ask questions. You thought you were going to ask questions. Now we're going to talk about, never mind. Should we start over here?
Hi. So, this question is for Kim, though, if you other two have,
They answer it. Better than
I
I
was
will.
gonna say, if you guys have some input on the subject, I would love to hear it. Kim, last year at Vegas, you told us that if Wayward Sisters got picked up, you were gonna swim with the baby otters. Did you go anyway?
No, I'm broke. It costs money. Like, that was the primary thing. If Wayward Sisters got picked up, I would have some expendable cash. As is, I'm spending it on food.
Okay, I wish you could swim with the baby otters.
It's okay.
That sounds fun.
How about this? If I ever get any series picked up, I will swim with baby otters and I will motherfucking Instagram the shit out of that.
Listen.
I ain't dead and I haven't officially retired yet, so there's still an option.
Yes.
What would you guys do? What's your, like, if I had stupid money, but
I
is it realistic?
would.
Not like I would buy an island. Maybe that's realistic, I don't know.
What did you say?
Oh yeah, for you, yeah, if you have stupid money, you come to Supernatural conventions.
There you go. Do you call them stupid natural?
No.
Was that my right?
Way to get me killed, Brianna, thank you. And I'm
I thought it was
Brianna
brilliant.
Lisa's panel.
Not as a description, but as a fun word use.
What would you do with
stupid money?
I would
I definitely get one of those tickets that, I think Lady Gaga was like, I want to perform in space. And I'm like, can I get a ticket to that?
Yes.
Oh, Lady
Hasn't
Gaga
she said that? She's like, that's where I want to go next.
But you know what? I'm going to be honest. I'm just going to be like, seems like a lot of work. Like, I can't even get off my ass to go see her in Vegas. And it's like down the street. No, I'm just kidding. Lisa and I actually tried to go and get tickets to see her for this weekend, but she's not singing this weekend.
She's not singing this weekend. She's not
Loves
singing this
Gaga.
weekend.
Lady Gaga. She's
That's probably what I do. Because there's that ticket where you
Gaga
just
in
like in space or something
So,
ridiculous.
otters in water, Gaga in space.
Extra groceries. I don't know how to spend money. I've never really had it. This is the most money I've ever had. And I just got another 500 square foot apartment. And I'm just like, no, well, slumming it in a different city. I love it. That's how I am.
What?
Is there a ghost hair?
A ghost hair. Got it. It's dead.
Do you guys know the ghost hair thing? Yeah. Oh God, I've been just struggling from them. Yeah, Kim. Kim's like, I know too well. Yes, final answer. Kim, you're hitting me with your long locks.
That's ghost hair, motherfuckers.
Yeah, exactly. Hello.
Hello, ladies. I'm a big fan of the podcast. I've listened from the very beginning, and one of the things I am most impressed with, the things that I've learned from you, is how you model active listening to each other. I really love that you don't interrupt each other, that you really actually listen to what the other person is saying. I think that is so refreshing to hear women talk to each other and to have a conversation like that, and what we hear and what we listen. So I'm curious, what are the words that you like to hear most, or the things that you like to listen to the most?
Like specific words or like something?
Either one. If you've got specific words that you like to hear said to you, or if there are specific sounds that you like to hear, music or nature or anything like that.
That's a really broad question. So I'm going to take the words part. I'm going to go with the words part in the podcast. Yeah?
The words that you like to hear in your personal life, the
Okay,
things that people
words.
say to you.
Lisa's jumping in on this, by the way.
Yes.
Just because you're not. We were talking backstage. We're already planning having her on the podcast. So that's yeah.
I love it when this is probably me and the shadow and inner child work I've been doing recently, but I love it when people tell me they're proud of me.
I'm proud of you.
I feel like as adults, I'm gonna cry. I feel like as adults, we don't do that enough for each other, and we're all still trying to step into ourselves, and that gets harder as we get older. It doesn't get easier, and so I feel like we should be prouder of each other, so I appreciate that.
I thank you for your observation. In the full spirit of honesty, I love listening to the human beings in my closet because they teach me. So I'm not trying to model good listening. I'm actually like forgetting to talk, which is quite a feat for this mouth right here. But the other thing is, we edited ourselves, and I'm super aware of that if I talk over somebody, I don't have a cut point, and it sounds like shit. So I'm usually like, shut up, Kim. You don't have anything to say right there.
Yeah, if you listen to the earlier podcast, they're not cut quite as well because we'll be talking over each other. Like case in point, like we do on the panel. Podcast, we don't do that. We don't do that. We don't do that. It's your turn.
I like the sound of happy feet, be they 4 or 2 running at me over floors. You know the sound like it when it's like happy? Like when your kid's running at you and you know it's a happy run, not just a stumpy, angry run? Or when the puppy's like, Mom's phone, I like that.
Give it. I mean, I just like the sound of laughter. I'm that person.
You know what? Me too. That's a good one. I love making people laugh. Love. I have a hearty guffaw though, so if I laugh too much at conventions, I lose my voice by the end of the weekend. I just fucking cackle. It's a great question.
Thank you.
And observation.
Thank you for the support on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yay, go podcast.
Hi. My name is Caitlin. I kind of have a podcast question too. I listen to it every Monday. The only thing that actually makes Monday worth Mondaying for me. So, what's been your favorite part about doing the podcast?
Doing it. Like that's the favorite part. It's like going from okay. All right. Oh yeah. Oh fuck yeah! That's a great journey to make. assholes. Just
I love hearing from you guys. I love hearing that you guys listen to it. I love when people tell me what their favorite episodes are. I just love that the things that we say in Kim's Closet relates to your lives. It makes us feel like we're doing things.
By the way, this is the pink shirt from Kim's Closet.
The one I told her that I challenged her to wear to the next convention, and she did it. She texted me the other day, and she was like, I have a surprise for you on Friday. And I was like, nudes? She's like,
And I was like, you lost my old ones?
Yeah. No, I have not. They're in my favorites file. Thank you very much, and thank you for listening.
Thank you for making chores worth doing by listening.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. So my question's kind of for Bree. Sorry guys, I love you too. But I was just wondering.
No, you don't. No, you don't. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. You guys don't have to preface that shit. We know.
I was just wondering if there's any plans for a second album, because the first one was so amazing. I just need something to look forward to.
Thank you. And there are no plans for another album immediately. We've definitely talked about it. But I think that Jason Mann's let it slide in his stage it recently, that I'm going on tour with Billy Moran in July. And I think Jason Mann's and Paul Corella and maybe Hayden? I don't know. I feel I shouldn't have said that, but I don't know. Yeah, so we'll be doing a little mini East Coast tour.
Okay, see you there.
You got it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi. So my question is, what are your favorite bloopers that you've had with Jared and Jensen?
I mean, this is an easy one for me. I have
Oh, give it. Oh, damn it.
I mean, I'm like, anybody gonna prank me?
No, I'm saying they don't, it's because they're scared. They're scared of us. They don't prank us.
I don't get pranked.
I don't get pranked, but they make fun of things I do. Like, if I walk too fast or too slow, in the next take, they'll like make fun of me by walking extra fast. Yeah, they're jerks. And then in the one scene with, when they were talking, I don't remember what episode it was, Plush, I think, when they were talking about New Doug, and they're like, New Doug's got a thing, and Jensen's just like, I was like, okay. And then it was so funny because that scene, they were fucking around with me so much. They were literally throwing things at me when it wasn't their coverage. And I think in the gag reel, you saw how many times I had to start over, but I got a text message from the producer the next day going, good job with those boys. Because he watched the dailies and was like, she held her own pretty good. Because they fucked with me so much, but they just fuck with me.
So really, I'm the only one they haven't fucked with.
Oh, they haven't fucked with you at all?
At all.
Oh.
There's no.
Oh yeah, they're
feeling
scared of you.
There's no.
Well done.
I mean, what do they think's gonna happen? I'm gonna kill him or something? That's nice.
In real life, not just characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Has the blooper reel come out for
No.
last season yet?
They just, I think, the cast and crew just viewed it.
Okay.
I wasn't in it because I didn't get a thing going, are you okay being in this?
That would be surprising. Because I biffed it so fucking hard.
Oh yeah.
Like I bit it so
Oh, you know
hard.
what? They send us the, is it okay before they put it on the DVD, I think.
Oh, okay.
I
yeah.
think.
I ate dirt so hard, and it was 100% my fault. And I rolled downhill, and Jared, like, as he's he's shaking with laughter, but still like, are you okay? Oh my gosh. And Jensen comes back, they're both like, are you okay? And Susan like, I'm fine, I'm okay. Jensen was like, great, play that back, that was fucking hilarious.
He loves that shit. Yeah, Jensen loves it.
There's nothing like watching the entire crew stop what they're doing and get around to watch your mistake. Because they're so filled with glee and joy. Oh, I've got some. But that is true. Because it's like a family. They aren't a group of people getting around to laugh at your misery. It's a bright little unexpected moment that as long as you're okay and you know you're a part of us, let's just enjoy the fact that something unexpected and funny just happened. And so I took great joy in being able to give them that.
Hey.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. I was like, where did that noise come from?
Hi. Okay, so y'all are all beautiful, amazing women, and I just
No, I'm just
no
kidding.
but. I do have to ask, Brianna, I love your hair. How do you
Want
do
to know
it?
how I do it? Okay.
Yes.
You guys are so funny. Somebody take notes and tweet it out. It's just all of the work. I'm not going to be that person that's like, I wake up and just go, and I'm done. It is like I blow dry it. I put 3 different products in it. I curl it. I put more texture product in it. I blow dry it again. Every once in a while throughout the day, I do one of these. And then I come out and I go, it won't come like that. That's it. It's fucking product and tools. And goddamn skill.
I've got like that natural curl too, but I can't ever get it as beautiful as that. So.
It's literally, it's not like it doesn't, I curl it. I take a small barrel curling iron and I take my hair and I wrap it around like that.
Okay.
Okay, I think what she means is, where can she find the tutorial?
You want me to work more?
It's just a simple video.
Oh
just put it
God,
up.
it's true. All right,
We're getting ready one morning. You're
Maybe.
like, you know what?
Maybe.
We'll go live for all those who are watching.
maybe.
I'll look out for it.
All right.
Thank you.
Love you, girl.
Hi.
Hi.
What other name do you think would be fit for Supernatural?
Name of the show or name of the character?
The show.
Supernatural. Dudes. I made myself laugh with that.
Hot dude, yeah. Hot dudes in a cool car killing shit.
Yeah.
They should probably be dead.
I concur.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. No, thank you. What?
Angry boners.
Angry boners. Anal beads. That was a joke from our PJ
That was a
party.
PJ party reference.
Sorry, it's not an actual.
It's not your fault.
Does that sell our PJ party or scare them away? Yeah. No, never mind. Okay, next question.
Hi, I love the podcast. I have 5 nieces under the age of 20. I made them all listen to it. You're amazing. Silly question, but best or worst scene that you taped during Supernatural?
Best and worst scene?
Best or worst. Best or worst. Just
I need more details. Do you mean like from an emotional standpoint or from an artistic standpoint?
okay, I'll narrow it down. What was your favorite scene artistically to film?
Artistically.
Ooh. I'll go then. I mean, that would be my first one, because artistically, I kind of got to put everything into one.
Remember when Lisa sang that song? Do you want to know a funny story? Is she sang that song and Phil let the trailer out for it, and then I was like, I know that voice, and I
don't know how you
messaged you because Lisa and I have known each other for a long time. We used to audition for musical theater together back in Toronto. I'm gonna pimp you out at the end of this. Anyway. Anyway, I literally messaged her and I was like, oh my God, are you on Supernatural? And she's like, yes, and I know you're on it. And she probably was like, I don't know what, if I'm allowed to say, because I think your character is a bit of a secret. And yeah, very exciting. That was cool. I remember that. That song's cool and your voice sounded so good.
I can't believe you pulled that out.
Yeah.
Lisa. It's like, Lisa. My mother didn't even catch that.
Really?
Oh, Dad. We can continue.
Yes, we can.
Won't you spare me over another year? That was my favorite. I mean, when you get to do the acting and the singing and the whole thing with, you know, actors that you're like, oh my God, I've always wanted to work with you, that's kind of like the mecca.
Okay, what do I say now?
The scene with the donut.
Yeah, the donut scene. What are you laughing at, Crystal?
Not me.
Fuck you. Yeah, it was donut scene.
Maybe later.
Yeah. No, do not give me donuts and photo ops. I can't eat them. So the person after you doesn't want a photo op with donut face. Yeah, the donut scene only because I was brand new. I had no idea what I was stepping into. I was just scared and didn't want to screw up. And Jensen thought that that made me an incredible comedic actor. He didn't know that I was just not laughing at him because I was scared.
I think artistically, just in terms of challenges that I feel like I pulled off, my very first episode, in a brief moment when I was standing outside and they were like, it's really cold outside, are you sure you don't want to grab a coat? I'm like, she would not grab a coat after she's just seen her son eat her husband. And there's a moment where Jody, not Kim, because that's a whole different thing, but Jody hears a shot that she knows takes her son's life, and she has no word. There's just a reaction. And I think I still see that in montages and moments and things of Jody that define her. And I think that moment of just her whole world breaking in a shock. And I'm still really proud of that moment artistically. And then the follow-up when she pulls the shotgun down after having blown apart the zombies, of being like, but motherfuckers, I'm still here. And that's Jody.
Y'all are so amazing.
Hello.
Hi. I was wondering, I was going to ask if Lisa would come on the podcast, but...
There you go.
Yay. So, dream guest for the podcast? Anybody?
John Hamm.
See if he fits in my closet.
In my closet, you mean?
Not a euphemism.
I heard it too.
Oh, God. That's good. You can't write this shit, y'all.
Yeah, for me it's Neil Gaiman.
Oh, God.
Although, I'm sure he has it under good advice from his lawyers and a number of security specialists not to go into my closet. Need to put a low jack on him to make sure he comes back out. Just stay right here. You're my friend, right? Hi. Hi guys. What are you on here? Wait, Lisa Berry also is.
Dream guest.
Dream
Right
guest.
here.
Dream guest.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sarah.
Thank you.
I want to know what movies you guys think would be most improved by being made into musicals.
My what?
Most improved by being made into musicals.
Most improved, or
Yes.
just like
existing movies that are not musicals that would be better if they were.
in my head, that's everything. But I'm gonna try to think of
Dude, where's my
something
car?
that would be funny as a musical, because I think that the ones that I'm saying would be improved as a musical implies that they're not good. So what would
Pirates of the Caribbean.
a musical?
It's just been in my head for a really long
You know
time.
what?
I was waiting for someone to
It
ask that kind of
lends itself
question.
to a musical.
I was like, you got every character.
You are not wrong. Right? Oh my God.
It's genius.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that for a minute. Yeah. It's also like The Lion King. In my head, I was like, oh my God, if Beyonce could sing Nala's song, that would be the best. And then I was like, oh. I also would like the Destiny's Child to be the Shopettes. In Little Shop of Horror.
Oh, yes,
With Justin
yes.
Timberlake as Durr. You know, I've been casting a lot of stuff in my head for a long time. That was a great question. I liked it a lot.
I'm still thinking. Have you got anything? I'm trying to think.
I can't see. Here's the problem with my brain, and I say that like there's only one. But in this instance, this is the foremost problem: is that I will get something in my head, and I'll be like, "No, that's not it," and my brain will be like, "But that's the only thing you can think of right now." Neener. So now I'm like, "How would Shawshank Redemption work as a musical?"
That's what I was thinking.
You would hear the piano score, you know, and Morgan Freeman just walking, just letting out a little bit of dirt.
And he'd be like, I gotta get out of here. Gotta get out of here. Just gotta break out of here. I'm innocent.
Out of here.
Put a poster on the
We meet each other in the yard.
I'm gonna help you break out of here.
Thank you so much. work in real time, and you know what? I think it did.
Absolutely. I would buy tickets to that show. Me too.
Sometimes my brain knows what it's talking about. Well, fucking figured.
That's exactly what I was trying to think of, but I was like, it's funny when you take like a serious movie and turn it into a musical, but then I was like, all the things I could think of were really inappropriate as musicals. Because movies these days that are serious are fucking serious. Do a movie I saw recently.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Funny as a musical.
Morgan Freeman comes running down, being like, "Get out of there! Don't look at the box!"
I guess that's the lesson. It's just Morgan Freeman movies in general.
Yeah, love that. Great question. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Hello.
I'm sorry, I have to compose myself.
No, you take your time.
You guys just had me cracking up. Okay, my question is for Kim. I have been trying really hard to fashion my hair after yours. Yes, it's another hair question.
Love it, love it.
Is it just your texture of hair, or do you use product to get it to do that?
Okay. I really do wake up looking like this because I'm old and tired. No, it's Costco clippers. Always clip up, not sideways, because then you don't have a line of demarcation usually. And then a thinning razor at the top, which looks like this very specific technique.
I've been there. I've literally been there. She puts a towel over top of the sink, and then you put a towel around you as well, right?
No, not me, because I'm going to take a shower afterwards. Just on the floor.
And then she just does this. She's like, no, keep talking. Amazing.
So the product is whatever product is in there, because quite frankly, I've done this really novel thing. I like having antisocial hair color, I guess, and belligerent, rebellious hair color, and I realized that in Hollywood, that means gray. So fuck you, Hollywood. Different texture. So I think when I'm 60, I'm just gonna let it grow out and it's gonna be a big mane. But this is really, it's just great. My gray hair is growing in very stiff and emphatic.
So it's trained that way.
Amazing.
Yeah, but if you're looking for texture, I like Big Sexy Hair has a thing called powder play, and that will get your hair to stand up as far as you need it.
Awesome.
Yes.
Thank you.
Powder Play by Big Sexy Hair. Please do tweet that so they send me some free shit.
Always.
If they don't, I will.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Hi, first I want to just thank Kim and Briana for last night at the pajama party. I think it was really amazing of you two ladies to create this space for the fans to be able to kind of talk about all our feels. And, you know, it's so wonderful to know that a show that I care so deeply about and cast that I care so deeply about has the same amount of love, caring, and respect for the fans as we have for you. And you ladies demonstrated that to us last night by really letting it be about us and say what we want to say because you care about the fans. And that's so rare and unusual. I don't know of any other actors, actresses that are like, oh, let's see how the people that have been watching our show for so long think or feel, you know? And so the wonderful thing about this SPN family is that we get to have these moments with you all, and I'm gonna cry in a minute. But it just means really so much to me, and I wanted to thank you because it's really special and really rare. now that it's getting close to the end, my question for Lisa is, it seems like season 15 might be Billy's season. I don't know, how do you think it's going to go out?
What a way to go.
Oh, man. Oh, what was the question?
If it goes out in a blaze of glory, Jensen said that he wants to go out in a blaze of glory, whereas Jared said, off into the sunset. But I don't know, is anyone going to get out alive at the end?
I don't know. They tell me nothing.
It sounded like the Love Boat song you just sang.
Oh, was it?
I was like, what?
I was like, Love Boat. Oh, now I hear it. Oh, now I hear it. It was there.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I mean, that opens so many things for so many people, and I would love to be a part of the 15th final season.
Not me. I don't want it. I'm just kidding. I like any job. No, I don't say I'm like, Hi.
So I told Briana this, but I wanted to make sure I told you, Kim, but thank you for being a fucking badass and teaching me how to be a fucking badass too. But I was just wondering if you were gonna go support your son, Cole Sprouse, and see the movie 5 Feet Apart.
And see the movie 5 Feet Apart. I haven't actually seen a movie. That wasn't on an airplane? Oh, I saw...
Panther.
I did see Black Panther.
That's the only one I
saw with my daughter.
Good girl.
So, first of all, I am so proud of you, and you are one of those lights that I love watching evolve. Thank you for your presence. And I like to illustrate the fact that there's lots of ways to support people. I will probably not be seeing that movie in the theater. However, I am so proud of his journey and the artistic integrity that he put into this material and showing people a story that is so specific and still so universal. So Cole is an artist that I am very honored to have worked with and continue to see his experience, as is his brother. Thank you.
Thank you. I love you so fucking much.
Hey.
So now that the fans are going to be very hungry for more, is
These ones?
Is there any possibility of Wayward Sisters coming back in any form? Maybe even a podcast or anything?
A podcast? Another one?
Or any kind of Wayward Sister thing?
The podcast we are doing is the Wayward Sisters podcast. And that was us taking it back.
Okay.
Okay, so we lent it, we lent it to CW. They fucked up. And so we took it back. It's as simple as that.
Okay.
And now it's ours again. So now that's what we're doing with it. We're doing with it whatever we want to do, you know?
Okay.
In terms of it being a TV show, no, that's no longer an option.
Alrighty.
Sadly. But also not sadly, because it's ours.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Hi guys.
I am wayward. Hear me roar. Hello.
My question is for Lisa because Briana, you've already answered this. Are you a bath person or a shower person?
Shower.
Yes.
But I will take a bath tonight.
Yes. I took a bath today.
Because the tub is so, and I'm not even a tub person, but I showed my husband a picture, he's like, you better take a bath. Just for me. And I'm like, done. But I'm definitely a shower person.
It's like a swim.
Yeah, no, it's gorgeous. So if there's a nice, gorgeous bathtub, I will take a bath. But I am typically the person who will spend like 7 hours standing in a shower. Yeah, I'm a shower person. That's where I do my vocal rehearsing. Brianna knows.
Good for you.
I'm
Yeah.
like, does that count,
Esteem,
Brianna? Does my rehearsals in the shower count?
Always. I only sing in the shower or the car.
She makes me feel so much better.
Please.
I love it.
Please. Thank you.
Thank you.
For your question, now are you picturing us all showering now? Yeah, you are.
And bathing.
I'm not mad at it.
Do you start from the bottom up or the top down?
Top down. Well, I gotta wash my hair. I wash my hair twice. No, don't want to know any of that. Okay, hi.
I didn't know where, I was like, you got me wrapped.
Look.
Where was that
I love you guys so much, but my question is for Brianna. We got to see Jody bond a lot with like Claire and Alex and even a little bit with Patience, but as like Donna, which wayward sister do you think she would be closest to?
I'm trying to remember because Donna didn't have a ton of time with the sisters. So, the girls, let's just call them that. I'm trying to think of what their characters were. Part of me all of them really. She didn't get much screen time with Kaya, so I don't know how well she knows Kaya. Patience she would like because she sees herself in Patience, because Patience is just starting out. And I think that she has an affinity for Claire because Claire is kind of a rebel, and so there was actually, in the original script, there was a scene between Donna and Claire, and that was kind of interesting because it's such a different dynamic. And then, I just love Catherine Ramdeen. She and I got to know each other while we were doing fight training for the pilot. And so I see Alex as an incredibly cerebral young girl, and I think Donna would find that really inspiring and exciting. So I think she sees herself in a little bit of all the girls. So I couldn't pick just one, sorry.
It's okay.
It's a great question though. Thank you. Cute. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
My question's for Brianna.
Everybody should answer.
You mentioned the donut scene earlier, and so I recently lost like 150 pounds.
Pardon? Wow.
190 from my heaviest.
Holy shit.
And I couldn't have done it without this family, seriously.
Well, I'm fucking proud of you.
So my question is in that scene, in that moment where, Dean kind of makes Donna feel like, awesome.
Sexy?
Yeah, that's where I'm going. How does she genuinely feel about it? Like, is she like, oh, this is like a real compliment? Or is she like...
Wait, what scene are we talking about?
So kind of like that whole episode where where he makes her feel sexy. So like...
I think that was just in my brain.
Oh, okay. Well, no, because I felt it too, so...
Okay, cool.
Okay, hi, wow, this is getting heated.
Hello.
Did Donna genuinely feel that was genuine from Dean? And if so, like, how did she know it was genuine? Like, that feeling. Because I thought I saw it. That's why I'm asking the question. So obviously it was
I do think, do you mean at the end when he was like, Doug's a dick?
Yeah.
You mean that part?
Yeah. But even the donut scene too, because like he eats the donut to like kind of...
I don't think Donna was shy about eating. I don't think she was like, I don't think she was embarrassed about it enough to notice either way. I think she's like, I don't have a donut. You guys want a fucking donut or what? And Dean, of course, is like, yeah, I'm in. And in the scene where she's explaining her disorder with food,
right.
And explains her abusive behavior from her husband, and Dean seems he seems relatively shocked that a man would say what he said to her. I don't know that she was thinking about how if it was genuine. I don't think she had a relationship with Dean at that point enough. But also, in my experience, when someone has been in an abusive relationship or has an abusive relationship with themselves, compliments are hard to hear. Kindness is hard to hear. Love is hard to accept.
Yeah.
And I think that Donna was in the same place. So I do think he was being genuine, but no, I don't think that she noticed.
Okay.
Great question.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi, my question is for Lisa. So Julia Richards once told a story about being on an airplane and having people look at him as if he's like the actual death. So have you had that experience in everyday life? People look at you like, oh no, death in a room.
It's the greatest thing because I now have like the perfect tagline. I'm just like, don't worry, you're not gonna die. And it just works all the time. And I just feel a little bit cooler in my everyday life. Not a lot, but a little bit. And it's always cool to be recognized and then people freak out. Because of the character that I play. It's like, oh my God, you're dead. And I was like, don't worry, you're not gonna die. Like, it's not.
Oh my God, I never thought about you getting recognized. I don't get recognized that often, but you, because you're playing death, must kind of freak people out.
No, it's because of the character that I'm playing. So it's like, and I'm like, you need to take that breath or I will take your soul.
Here's the difference between us. That's your response. Now, you pretend I'm you and you're the person who sees me. Here's what I'd do. I'm gonna try that next time. I'm gonna try that next time.
I can't sit anymore. But do you know what's funny is when people recognize me, which is almost never, because I live in Vancouver, so either people are like, oh, you've been on that show, or they're like, which either way I love. But I can tell you a funny story that I'm not sure I'm allowed to, but I'm going to do it anyway. I was driving to Seattle for a convention. I live in Vancouver, I'm Canadian, but I have a work visa to work in the United States. But crossing over is always a challenging thing. We've all gone through customs and they ask you a million questions and whatever. So I'm going through customs with my husband and my daughter, and they're always kind of scary, right? So we reached this woman, and she was like, what's your purpose in Seattle? I said, I'm going to a convention. She's like, what kind of convention? I said, a fan convention for a TV show. She's like, what TV show? And I said, Supernatural. And she was like, what's Jensen like?
Stamp, you're in.
And she went on, and it never happens, and all of a sudden she was like, she was like, I'm an empath, and I just sense that he is such a good person. And she was like, can you tell him I said that? And I was like, you got it, and I literally texted him. And he was like, ha, suckers! It's very funny. That's like that's the closest thing that had, I was like, oh, thank you. That got me through. It's very, very funny. Who asked that question? Great.
I asked the question.
Yay! Thank you. Yep, Jensen. Golden ticket.
Hey. So my question is for Lisa. I was curious, how did you feel when you found out you were coming back and nonetheless as death? What was that reaction for you, and how they tied the lore in and everything?
It was the best ever, because it's a little bit of a story, and there's a reason Kim's making that face. Oh, do you not know the story? Oh my goodness. So I'm just minding my business on a Tuesday afternoon, just sitting on my couch, when I get a call or a text from Kim being like, oh my God, you're the new death, that's so amazing! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point! And I was like, what? And then immediately she's like, act surprised. And I was like, you don't even know how great it is that the news is coming from you? You don't even know? And so when it came, I was still in the shock of it when my manager called and was like, so hey, they're gonna bring you back? I'm like, And she's like, and so I was like, okay, what are you trying to tell me? But she doesn't know, because they only tell her that we'd like to see Lisa back on the show, and here's the contract and all that stuff. And so I'm just waiting for the script, and then, because until then, I'm just like, my friend just, sent me a random text message. that makes no sense right now. And my manager's not saying anything. And then I read the script, and you know how in like Adobe you can search your character's name to see where you are. So that was the first and only time that I ever like skipped through just to be like, okay, I need to see what happens now. And I got right to the scene, and I was like, oh! No, there was no faking necessary. It was genuine joy, and I was just so excited because that's such an awesome role.
And the thing is, I had actually been sitting on the news because I'm actually a pretty good. I work really hard at being a good secret keeper. So I had learned the news weeks earlier in a meeting about Wayward. Like I went into the writer's office and it was on one of the boards, and I was like, you can't tell anyone, or we'll fire you and burn your body. I'm sure that might not have been what they said, but that's pretty sure that's what I heard. And so like I was like, and then I got we let Lisa know, and I was like, finally, they let Lisa know. No, what they meant was they sent out the beginning of the chain of command. But there's like a gazillion people it has to, okay, so now we tell them, and then they get a hold of the casting director, and then the casting gets a hold of the manager gets a hold of the... What they meant was they started the process. They had not finished the process. I fucking finished the process.
What was the time between you telling
2
her...
weeks! I sat on it for 2 weeks!
No, what was the time between you telling her and you finding out from your manager?
Probably the day.
Okay,
It
that's okay.
It was a day.
It's okay. You did good.
It was only a day, but I mean, to be fair, I also, you put your phone on silent and you go do stuff and you come back, and for all intents and purposes, she could have called me like 10 seconds later.
I wasn't the reason Wayward Sisters didn't get picked up, right? That's what I'm working for here. Like they didn't go, oh no, that bitch cannot have her own show. She told Lisa she was gonna be deaf.
She is a liability.
No. Sorry.
But it was the best way to get the news. Thank you.
Great
question.
Act surprised.
Done.
Do you want to know how Kim and I kind of found out that they were going to try to do the spin-off pilot?
Ooh, yes.
We were in Australia, and we both individually got an email, but didn't know the other one got it, so we didn't know how to approach the subject of... And so Kim I'm easily excited. So I was like, oh my God, it's happening. The email was literally something like, we have plans for Briana and Kim. Please let us know if they book anything over pilot season. And I was just like, oh my God, I'm gonna be famous. Kim, who's much more
salty and bitter
in the industry.
Okay, what it is.
She went up to me. I had literally texted, I took a screenshot of the email and texted it to every single family member. Okay. I'm just kidding, just my husband. And Kim came up to me, she's like, hey, this is not a big deal, but I just want you to know, like, on email. And I went, I got it too. She's like, okay. But it's very funny because it's the thing where you're just like you're saying, where you're like, nothing?
Am I supposed to know this thing I know?
Yeah.
Because I don't know.
Yeah, very funny.
Fucking knowing.
Should I go to my theater school training right now? Should I be going to my theater school training right now?
Great question. Who's next?
Hi.
Oh wait. Oh no, the question came from over there.
Dare you
She
to
has
ask
a
at the
hat
same
on.
time.
She's left. You're next.
Okay. Sorry, my bad.
Sorry.
I was just wondering if you guys have an educator from your, like when you were in school, that helped influence you or support you in your process of
in a podcast.
Actors.
That's our next episode of the podcast, actually. Yeah, and I talk a lot about people from my past. That's what the episode is called, People from Your Past. And I talk about my drama teacher. His name's Wayne Dirksen, and he he thought I was the biggest little shit he'd ever met in grade 9. Couldn't stand me. And then I was like, I just kept on long enough, and then he was just like, oh no, you're substantial. He was just like, he hated kids. He was like a big, grown-up ex-hippie. Do you know what I mean? We thought he was super cool because we found out he smoked pot. And he just was really real about teaching youngsters how to act, the craft of acting and the passion of acting. He was very serious about it, and he made me serious about it, so I love that.
You know, mine's a little bit of like a backwards around alley-oop kind of, because it's not the teacher that I thought would be the teacher who would be the one to inspire me, but it was actually Mademoiselle Miette was her name, Michelle Miette, and she was my French science teacher because I was in French immersion all the way up until like grade 10. And she got me in so much trouble. I had to lose out on going to the class trip to Quebec because she's like, Lisa just didn't apply herself for that, and I just thought your parents should know, and you shouldn't be rewarded by going on a class trip to Quebec. And this woman did this to me all the time. She forced me to be better, to do my homework, and to be more of who she knew I could be. And then there was another teacher, my art teacher, who I was like, you the coolest! Let me skip class, you know, just let me do whatever I wanted. And it wasn't until after theater school, when I was doing my very first community theater, Mademoiselle Michelle Miette showed up to my performance of Fame the Musical, where I was playing Mabel Washington. And she came backstage and she was like, I knew you would find your place. And I just wanted to bawl. Because I was like, I thought you hated me. She's like, I just wanted to make sure that you kept going because it was so easy for people to fall through the cracks. And so she was the person who really kept me staying focused. And that's a teacher that I totally remember because I was like, oh, it's about not all people who are being hard on you or trying to make you better are the bad people. And sometimes the people who are like, eat the ice cream for breakfast, are not actually the people who are trying to help you and support you. And I learned that lesson after the fact when she was still...
Give him a hug, Lisa. Give him a hug.
No, Lisa, don't. Lisa, you're just making it worse.
They all dropped.
Yeah, but you didn't drop them. You didn't drop them. Stop dropping them.
No, this is so great. I love you so much.
I love you too. Sorry.
We did question us, interrupt us. Can we just, if we promise to answer quickly, ask this poor lass right over here? What's your question?
I love everyone's not done
So my question was, if you could bring anyone back, any character, any season, alive or dead, for season 15, who would it be?
Me. Me.
That's an easy one. Because we're selfish.
I promise to answer quick, but I'm still being honest.
That's what it takes. Honesty and brevity are the best policy. Ladies and gentlemen,